Hello, hello, and welcome back to Habitual. Today we have a yoga flow focusing on rooting down into the present moment, rooting down into our beliefs and into our body. We'll do this through a series of postures. This is a short yoga flow, so go ahead and come to your mat. Meet me in a seated posture. Hands can come onto the tops of your legs, sliding down to your knees, over your shins, into your feet. And back up, coming up to your side, over your belly and your chest, up to your head, and bring your chin down towards your chest. Inhale, lift your head up, taking your gaze up towards the ceiling. And exhale, come to a neutral spine, bring your left ear down to your left shoulder. Inhale through center, right ear, right shoulder. Inhale through center, and this time finding circles. Maybe your eyes are open or fluttered closed. Take what you please here. And just let your left ear come down to your left shoulder. As you exhale, slowly letting your chin come towards your chest. And then your right ear to your right shoulder. Inhale, open up. Drawing circles with your neck. Exhale, tuck everything under as you rotate your head forwards. Inhale backwards. Noticing the feeling in your neck as you rotate. How it feels as you switch your breath. And on your next exhale, switch directions of your circles. Left ear backwards, right ear to right shoulder, forwards, left ear to left shoulder, and backwards. Exhale when you go forwards. Inhale, opening up. Noticing any subtle differences from side to side. Our bodies are not the same on both sides. We are different and expressive beings in every way. On your next inhale, left ear, left shoulder, open up to the back, pause with your chin up towards the sky, and lift your head, slightly tucking your chin, coming into a seated posture. Inhale, lift your right hand up, drop your left hand down to the mat. Feel both of your hip bones still glued to the mat, rooting down into this posture. Stretch up through your right hip, into your right shoulder, and then over through your fingertips. Rooting through that right hip, lifting up through the right side body, and over through the right fingertips. Feeling all three of these checkpoints as you breathe here. You can have your left hand extended, left elbow down on the mat. Take your pick here. Neck is nice and secure, not just hanging loose. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Let that momentum press you through your left hand and onto your right. Dropping down onto the right hand or right elbow. Lift up through the left side body and reach overhead with your fingertips. Feel your left hip grounding into the mat, never losing contact, lifting up through your side body and up and overhead with your fingertips. Inhale through center, press up and find switches. Exhale, left elbow down to the mat. Inhale, come through center, and exhale, right elbow down to the mat. Inhale, center. And exhale, left elbow to the mat. Inhale, center. And right elbow to the mat. Inhale through center. Coming into a seated posture, hands come up your legs, down to your knees, wrap around the front, down your calves, and around. Just massaging out your legs, noticing how they feel. Maybe you take your hands down to the arch of your feet and just press into the arches as you move your way down to the top of the arch and back up to the base of your arch by your heel. Up to the top of your arch by the ball of your foot and back down towards the base of your heel. Bring that massage around up your calves and up your legs to your hips. And inhale, sweep your hands up and over. Go ahead and come onto all fours from here. Both knees are on the mat under your hips. Hands are under your shoulders. Inhale, open up for cow. And exhale into cat. Open up for cow. And exhale into cat. Inhale, neutral spine. And exhale, settle in here, feeling equal weight distributed between all of your hands and knees. Inhale, lift your right leg and your left arm, coming into bird dog. Your hips stay square with the mat, shoulders square with the mat. Belly button in towards your spine. Neck is nice and long, breath is deep. And plant your left hand down, sweep your right foot around to the side, send your hips backwards, half child's pose, coming into a gate child's pose. Your right foot is extended out, hips are back, arms extended out to the front of your mat. You can have the sole of your foot touching the mat on the right side, or externally rotate your hip so that your toes go towards the ceiling. You can have the sole of your foot on the mat here or externally rotate your hip, taking your toes towards the ceiling. It just changes the stretch slightly, so choose which feels best for you today. Inhale, start to shift forward, coming onto your hands and knees. Lift your right leg up, sweep it back behind, tuck it back behind your left knee, sitting back onto your hips. Coming into seated cow-facing pose. Your ankles are back by your hips, knees are in line. Just take your hands to heart center here. Your choice is here. Stay here with hands in heart center or hands up overhead, or walk your hands out, laying out over your legs. Inhale, shift forward, back onto your left knee, lift your right knee up and bring it back down to the mat. Inhale, open up for cow, and exhale into cat. Inhale, come into a flat back. Lift your left leg and your right arm. Coming into that bird dog, toes are facing towards the mat. Heel is drawing to the back of the room with intention. Fingers are stretching out to the front of the room. Nice flat body from your hips up through your shoulders. Not sagging or pressing upwards, just nice and flat. And exhale, right hand down to the mat. Sweep your left leg out to the side. Send your hips backwards. Gate child's pose. Again, you can have the sole of your foot down on the mat or externally rotate that left hip, taking your toes up towards the ceiling. Choose what feels best for you today. Feel your hip get heavy here, resting back into this right hip. Finding a sense of groundedness in each of these postures, taking it with you in your flow. Flow and being grounded are not mutually exclusive. They are necessary for one another. Inhale, roll forward, coming onto your hands and your right knee. Tuck your right toes under. Lift your left leg up and sweep it back behind the right, pressing your left knee down on the mat. Sit back onto your hips. Knees are on top of each other. Ankles are in towards your glutes. Hands can be at heart center. Stretch it up overhead or crawl your hands out to the front, coming into the seated cow facing pose. We're leaving the arm portion out today. Just really focusing on those hips. See if you can bring your right glutes down to meet the mat while keeping your left glutes glued. In this one, it's easy for your right hip to want to shift up off of the mat to try and get deeper into this posture. But you'll feel it in a really beautiful way, keeping both hips on the mat. Inhale, walk your hands up, coming into that seated posture. Rock forwards, coming onto your knees. Lift your left leg up and bring it down. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral spine. And exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. Internally rotating your arms so that your elbow creases are towards the front of the room, pressing up through your shoulder blades, finding a nice arch in your back, pelvis slightly tilted forward, hips up towards the ceiling, heels stretched down towards the mat, and balls of your feet firmly making contact with the mat. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward into a high plank. Exhale, active child's pose into downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, active child's into down dog. Finding a beautiful spinal wave here. Feeling both strength and stability with fluidity in this movement. All are necessary to find this posture. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift at the top of your mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead, lift your right leg up, and exhale, sit down into eagle legs, hands at heart center. And then stretch your hands up overhead, fingertips together towards the ceiling. Clasping your hands, just your pointer fingers are pointing upwards. Inhale, lift, and exhale, hands stay like they are, coming into warrior three. Inhale here, and exhale, hands come down, come into your low runner's lunge, and press your hands into the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. And exhale, active child's pose to down dog. Inhale, high plank. Active child's pose into down dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead, lift your left leg up, fingers come together, pointers towards the ceiling, and exhale, sit down into your eagle, wrapping your left leg around your right. Right is firmly planted into the mat, sinking your hips backwards, finding strength in that right hip. Beautiful. You can prop your foot out if you get wobbly, or if it doesn't feel great in your knees, just prop it out to the side. Inhale, stand up, and exhale into warrior three. Inhale here. And exhale, plant into that low runner's lunge. Press into your hands, step your foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Holding here. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale onto your tippy toes, and exhale, bring your hips down to your heels, rock onto your back. Coming onto your back, just rock side to side, massaging out that low back. And then find stillness. Plant your feet into the mat and then start to curl your pelvis up off of the mat, tucking your pelvis under, sending your hip bones up towards the ceiling, and hands come out wide to the side. Take your deep inhale, lift and squeeze with ease, and exhale, grounding into your shoulders and your feet. Inhale here. And exhale, start to roll your spine back down to the mat. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Squeeze up into Vipassana. And exhale, release your back down to the mat. All right, and lift your feet up overhead. Point your toes towards the ceiling. Hands are just resting on your legs somewhere, just right behind your quads. Start to find circles with your ankles and switch directions. Maybe you rotate your head side to side, massaging out your neck, loosening those muscles, relaxing your body one piece at a time. And then find stillness in your ankles. Stretch your toes out wide, trying to create space in them, activating muscles in your feet, and release. Go ahead and pull your knees in towards your shoulders, flex your feet, coming into happy baby. Feeling rooted in our happy baby. Making direct contact with our head and the mat. Chin slightly tucked, shoulder blades are glued into the mat, resting on the stability of the earth beneath you. Your low back is on the mat, keeping your sacral chakra engaged and grounded. Rooted into this present moment, let your breath guide you. Inhale clarity. Exhale anxiety. Inhale stability. And exhale questioning. Inhale alignment. And exhale people pleasing. Inhale depth. And exhale, release your feet down to your hips. Bring your knees in, curl your head up, coming into Vipassana. And exhale, release everything long, full body stretch. Inhale here. And exhale, hands come down by your side. Coming into our final resting posture. Rooting into this present moment. Feeling a deep understanding of yourself, a deep sense of embodiment. Breathing here, taking your time to be with yourself. No need to rush or get to the next. Just a moment with you. The most important gift we give ourselves throughout the day is the gift of awareness, to be listening to our bodies, to be listening to our own thoughts and allowing them to guide us rather than external opinions or motivators. Coming inwards and allowing ourselves to direct our path. Roll over onto your side, coming into fetal posture, and press up. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, stay there, pause this video, and come out as you feel ready. If not, then come into a seated posture. There are plenty of other videos if you'd like to stack this with a workout, a meditation, or something like Pilates or more yoga. Check out the playlist on our channel if that has been enough for you. Thank you so much for joining us here at Habitual today, and we will see you guys tomorrow.